Live.
Live?
Live.
Okay. Well, hello. It's actually really nice outside.
Yeah.
Yesterday was so windy. We were out and about doing stuff, and it was just so cold.
I have an outdoor carpet on my deck, and the wind blew it up, blew it around, and I tried to get it rolled up last night, and I couldn't. It's too heavy. Anyhow.
All right. So, announcements for this week and a couple of days after. Tomorrow, Thornton store is having their make and take. So, we're going to do some cute little ornaments and have a potluck and all that. So, there is no fee for that, but we do ask for you to sign up. You can do that online. If you are planning to come, just to make sure we have enough supplies and stuff.
Right.
Okay. On Wednesday is Baby Lock Club. Already.
Already?
I feel like this just happened.
Well, it really...
It is a week early.
It is,
this month,
because it's
so,
Christmas.
Yes.
The following week.
Yeah, we'll be a little busy the week after. So, yes. So Baby Lock Club this Wednesday. The invitation should go out tomorrow. And then Littleton is having their Saturday Christmas party. So that's this Saturday, the 21st, from 11 to 2, which is kind of when ours was.
And then are we partied out?
Um,
I think that's our last party for this year.
for the stores.
Yeah.
And then just a reminder that for next Tuesday, so a week from tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, we will be closing at 3. Okay. We do have a giveaway for today. This is the project that I did for basic sewing.
It's so cute.
Okay, little Christmas tree hot pad. This is going to go to Jan Hayward.
All right. Congratulations, Jan.
So we will make sure it goes out with your next order. And I do have a little joke. A local newscaster was with a crowd watching the holiday parade while they welcomed Santa into town. At an interview with a 4-year-old girl, he asks if she has seen Santa yet to give him her Christmas list. She said no. Are you going to talk to Santa to give him your Christmas list? No, she says once again. Well, why? He asks. Because the real Santa's at the mall.
Oh dear. So a couple things that just came through, and yes, Nancy, we do know about Debbie Homer, and we're all very sad. For those of you who don't know, our dear friend Debbie Homer had a massive stroke Thursday night, and she did pass away Saturday night. So we're all very sad about that. And Sheila, congratulations to you on the new Radiance. All right. And
we'll show that in a minute, okay?
yes.
Okay, so today's project is a double oven mitt.
This is adorable.
Okay, so we've got pockets to protect your hands. I did what the instructions called for, which was just one layer and no quilting. And so I changed it up a little bit for today. But the pattern that I found this from, which was from babylock.com, I did link to today's calendar.
Okay.
And we do have a kit for today. It is $17.50. It's just the fabrics. It does not include any of the Insel Bright or the batting that I'm using, just because I'm sure all y'all have plenty of stuff at home.
And this is a scrappy kind of length.
So, so I did not include any batting. So $17.50 for the fabrics to create this guy.
Yes, and he is cute. We talked about this when you were doing your sample. That, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the single layer is really thin. It's really flimsy.
Me too.
So what I did was I pre-quilted my fabric and my backing with 2 layers of Insel Bright.
Yes.
I feel like Val right now saying 2 layers.
That's what I did with mine that I did for demo a few weeks ago. Yeah.
And I did just do a cute little stitch, which I did do in blue, so you can't really see it very well.
Well, but you could, I mean, this makes it so nice.
And so, yeah.
It's not wonky and things like that.
Right. And I didn't really know how long it was going to take me to sew because always what I do on my own never is the same as what I do on live. So I did 1/2, so one pocket is already done.
Nice.
Okay.
And did you put Insel Bright in the
I
pocket?
did not put Insel Bright in the pocket this time, but I did do 2 layers of regular batting.
Batting, yes.
Okay. And that is also not in the instructions.
Well, but you know, this is why we do our samples ahead of time.
Exactly.
So that we can hopefully give you guys some good information.
Alrighty. So what you're going to start off with, so we'll start off with this part. So this piece is created by, so the 2 different fabrics, so the backing fabric and your main fabric, they are cut to 8 by 30 inches. Now, I will say if you're wanting to quilt, I did oversized cut mine so that I could trim down to the 8 by 30 because, you know, quilting typically shrinks and pulls some stuff in,
Right.
right? So I did oversize and cut mine that way, okay? So, but 8 by 30 is what you want this final piece to be.
Okay.
You are going to need, again, 2, well, if you're doing it like I did, 2 pieces of batting that are 8 by 10 per pocket.
Okay.
Okay. You need 2 pieces of your lining fabric that are 8 by 10.
Ta-ta. Okay.
1 for each pocket. And then your herringbone
Pieces.
pieces. Okay. So I have 3 different colors. And for that, you want to cut 8 of each fabric, not per pocket, per project. And they are cut 1.5 inches by 7 inches.
Okay.
Okay. So to start this off, we have our 8 by 10 batting. We drew 2 times, apparently, down the center. I really did draw it 2 times. I had to be really thorough. Okay, and I marked from one short side 3.5 inches.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my center. Here is my 3.5 inch.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll bet you're going to do something with that 3.5 inch, aren't you?
In a second, yeah. Okay, so we're first you're going to pick whatever color. Again, there's 3 colors, and per pocket you need 4 sets because I did them and I cut them in 2s.
Okay.
But 4 of each color, and then you're just going to determine which pattern you want to go, right?
Okay.
Which color scheme you want to do first. So I did this darker teal first as my top layer. And we are going to create a little V here. I'm going to put them right sides together. Going to create a 90-degree angle.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to sew on the short side of the side that's wrong side up.
Okay.
Okay. At 1/4 inch. Just on this short side.
Okay.
Okay, then we are going to fold this over so that our seam is facing the right side.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And right now I'm just going to finger press this. Gonna make sure my little iron's on. And I'm going to get my double piece of batting here. And I am going to make it to where the inside of our V,
Okay.
okay, is, so really actually what you want to do is make it to where your inside
Hold, please. She's thinking.
this should be right.
I think it's right. Does it not look right?
It shows right. But I want to have my inner V in here with
Ruh-roh.
Steve.
Steve.
Huh?
We just lost power over here.
Oh, I bet you this thing turned off because the stupid iron did.
Well, We'll be okay. We're back on. We're back in business.
Never mind. Sorry. Okay, inside V is at our 3.5-inch mark, and we want to make sure that our little pieces here are up and at each corner.
Okay. So do you need to make sure your V at the bottom is on the line too? Does that
Yep,
help?
that's going to be our center
Okay.
point here. Okay, turn this on. Okay, and I'm going to pin this in place just because I don't want it to wobble on me.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't imagine it ever wobbling on you.
Going to try to not draw blood like I did this morning. Okay, we're just going to turn the machine back on and get it all set up again. I don't really want to turn that back on. It was just fine this morning.
You know, yeah, it'll be fine.
Well,
I'll do
hello.
this. That's one less thing on that one.
Okay, going back to my 1/4 inch. Okay, so I've got it to where we're lined up here and lined up here. Now I'm going to take my next color, lay it right side down on the piece on the right side.
Okay.
Okay. And at some point I cut this with scissors, I can tell, because it's not a straight cut. Okay.
It's
so-
an oven net. It'll be fine.
Okay, and thread colors for this part, really, they don't matter. So we're gonna stitch this out 1/4 inch, and we're just gonna stop down here.
Such a cute project. And you said you found it on Baby Lock?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. And we are going to flip this open, and I'm just gonna use my little iron here by the machine to
Press that seam.
press. And once I get a couple of layers going, then I will take the pins out. Okay, so then the next of the same color, right side down and lining up with the next side. And we're just gonna repeat this whole thing until all of our batting is covered.
Jan, it should be on the calendar. Cindy has linked it out there to the Baby Lock site.
Okay, so now that that row is done, we're gonna do our next color. And stitch down this side.
Well, Debbie, Deirdre, welcome. We are in Colorado, in the Denver metro area. And on our website, you can go to aboveandbeyondsewing.com. And we have a website out there. You can go to our calendar. And everything we do on live is under the events. Then we also have a calendar for both of the two stores. And you can watch us, and we link the videos back so that you can watch on Facebook. Watch them over and over. And we're just glad to have you joining us now.
Okay, so now that this is like my 3rd row in, I'm gonna take these out.
Okay.
I just know I'm gonna stick myself.
Okay, well, we don't want that.
Okay, and you're just gonna keep going in that same order.
Thanks,
that
Val.
Same pattern. So now we're repeating our dark teal.
Well, Deirdre, we're glad you stumbled onto us. We're here every day, Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock Mountain Time.
Alrighty, so I did mark that center marking with a Frixion pen, so that's why I no longer have a line
And you're being
down
careful.
here. And I am being careful as I go down the batting that I don't erase said
pen.
center mark.
Mm-hmm. So again, for those of you just joining us, we do have a kit for today, and it is $17.50, and this includes all of your fabrics. It does not include Insel Bright or batting, but Cindy has done a great job matching all of her fabrics. She always does. Her colors are always fantastic, and we just would love to send you ladies out something for a little after the new year project.
It's not like a Christmas project.
No.
But it would be really cute Christmas gift.
It would be a great Christmas gift. You could, if you wanted to get your best friend something, who's a sewer, you could get her the kit and then print off the directions
There you go.
and give it to them. Yeah.
So, but I like that it's a winter thing. It's
I do
not a
too.
Christmas. It doesn't have to be.
And I like all the neat changes that you've made to it.
Okay. Still just adding along.
Stitch and press, stitch and press.
Okay, so I am at the end of the batting, but I do want to make sure I'm going to keep adding until pretty much these corners are covered.
Done.
Okay.
So if somebody had a longer piece of batting, they could just let it go for a while and not trim it to that size, I suppose. But
and eventually our goal is that we want an 8x10 piece,
okay, yeah.
except for this V.
Right.
That we'll cut that out.
And I love her colors too. So again, just the announcement that we have done tomorrow is the Thornton Christmas potluck and make and take in our Thornton store. Littleton had their gift exchange last Thursday. We're doing a make and take. We do ask that you either sign up online or give the store a call. There's no charge, but we do need to make sure that we have enough supplies for the make and take. And then it's a potluck, so we'll be all providing goodies.
Okay, I will say that so in their picture of their thing, they say that you can do it in 2 repetitions of the sequence, and I can't ever. I always have this little bit, so you'll have plenty of scraps.
Yes.
To just stitch right on
the edge,
the
yeah.
little corners, yeah.
I think the make and take tomorrow will be awesome.
I'm super excited.
I am too. And the tables are all set. Yay. We left them up from Saturday.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cut one of my extra strips
Okay.
in half so that I could sew and cover these.
Oh, great idea. Patty Hunter says this would be great in your kitchen's colors.
Yeah. Mine are navy and yellow, in case anybody's wondering.
Not gray?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I have gray walls.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I have like a lemon theme in my kitchen.
Sherry, we're making a double oven mitt today.
Okay, is that really what these are called? I could not for the life of me find out what it's actually called. Because Baby Lock does not call it that.
What do they call it?
Well, so Baby Lock shows it as a oven mitt and a towel, and so it's called Lucy's Kitchen Set.
Oh. I call them casserole pot holders.
Okay.
Because you can wrap your hands around the casserole and grab onto it.
So double oven mitt it was for me. But
I think that's a great idea.
could not figure anything else out. Okay, so we've got it to where
Those
is all
corners are...
covered. And now we're going to flip this over, and I'm just going to go up to the, you can follow if you want, but we're just going to trim any of the extra.
Okay, we'll go watch her. Oh, snowflake blues and white too. Oh, I like that idea. But then I like blue.
Okay, so I'm just going to hack off one side. Then I'm going to line it up and make sure we get an 8x10.
Okay.
Kind of wanting to make sure that my center though is lined up. Which,
Pretty close.
I'm close. Not exact, but it's okay.
So for those of you who were late and didn't hear, Cindy went ahead. The pattern does not call for the mitt part itself to be quilted, and it doesn't call for 2 layers of Insulbright. But
Okay,
she, being the wise woman, did that.
so this is our pocket so far.
Okay?
We are going to trim out the,
Am I following you again?
we're back to the machine.
Okay. Oh, Susan says that she's heard them called kitchen scarf. Okay.
I like that too.
I do too.
I can do that. Okay. I feel like I'm supposed to base at some point.
So our kit today is $17.50 for the herringbone double oven mitt, and you can go right out to the website and order it, and we'll be glad to get this sent out to you tomorrow, or you can pick it up here in the store, either way, or in our Littleton store, wherever you want it sent.
So we're going to cut out our V of batting.
Okay. Lynn says she's seen them called a kitchen boa.
Kind of goes along with the kitchen scarf.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take my lining piece, which needs a little bit of a press. It's a little wrinkled.
Imagine that.
It's only been hanging around for like a month. Okay, and we're going to place these right sides together. Now it does say to use your top quilted piece as a template to cut it. I didn't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them right sides together, and then I'm going to stitch from this side at 1/4 of an inch
On your V.
on my V.
All right.
Okay, which I'm already there.
I'm assuming all you fine ladies are all ready for Christmas. I'm not, but that's nothing new here. Should have Amazon orders arriving today, I hope. Maybe that's why you did the lines on the back, so you'd have a good pivot point.
No, I didn't have that on the first one.
Okay.
I just think I got.
Overzealous?
Yeah. Okay, and then now that that's stitched together, I'm going to cut out the fabric.
Much easier to have the big piece and stitch it and then
Yeah.
cut.
At least that's what I found. Because Lord knows I would have done it, and then it would have been wonky, and then
And it wouldn't have
then
matched.
nothing
Yeah,
would have matched.
exactly.
Okay, so now that that's cut out, now we can flip it out to where it's right sides outside.
Okay.
Okay, and we're just going to make it to where our seam is
Oh,
going
yes.
to be at the top. We could probably clip into this little guy here. Though.
That might help. Well, Jan, I hope your surgery went well Friday. She had a knee replacement.
Oh, goodness. Okay, and then we're just going to press until our seam is nice and flat.
Okay. Well, Cora and I stuffed the stockings yesterday.
Already?
Well, yes, because she wanted to help stuff.
Actually, I can't say anything. My stockings are already full, too. I don't even have anybody till the weekend after Christmas.
She didn't get to stuff her own stocking, but
she probably has an idea.
she might have an idea what might be, some of it that might be in there. Well, Grandma, there's an extra M&M. Grandma, there's an extra gumball. Oh, really? Oh, those must be for me.
Do you give yourself a stocking?
There's a stocking there. Tammy usually fills mine with a little something.
Okay. So
Jan, I've heard that about 5 to 6 days you're going to be really sore, but hope that your healing goes really well and fast. What are we doing?
Okay, so I'm just going to base. So I lengthen my stitch, and then I'm just doing a really scant stitch. So I just move my needle all the way over.
Okay.
Okay, and we're just going to go down the 3 sides
Okay. Not top stitching or anything.
that are open.
Melody, I lucked out. I mean, I'm lucky because I don't have to ship packages anywhere anymore. They just come to my house, pick them up. But there's not going to be lots. It's a much smaller Christmas this year. Reconnect. There we go. We're back. Sorry, guys, if we lost you for a minute.
Okay, and then I'm just going to snip whatever batting is left over
Okay.
outside of the project. Okay, so now we have 1 pocket, 2 pockets, and our main piece. Okay.
Love it. So nice.
All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hi. I'm interested in purchasing a gift card. So now we are going to, this is my main side. This side I have as my backing.
Okay.
So we're just going to lay this out now with 1 pocket on one end and like the Pac-Man sides facing each other. Okay. It's a boxy Pac-Man, but it's okay.
It's cute. It's adorable.
All right. And you can clip or pin or whatever makes you happy. And it does say to round your corners. So I forgot my pen, so please hold. Oh, that's fine. Okay. And I'm just going to use a cone of thread.
Okay.
And I'm just going to round my corners.
You can use anything that's got a nice round.
And then because we're doing this, our binding is going to be bias binding.
Jan, you'll do it. 2 months, you should be back on the dance floor.
All right, so now my markings there are done. And now we're just going to kind of in that same area, we're just going to baste along the edges to secure these together.
And did you say you did make your binding bias?
We will.
You will.
Yes,
Okay.
we have not yet.
Okay. But I mean, but that's what you were cutting.
Yep. Came unthreaded.
Dang it.
And I'm just going to try and stitch on top of those drawn lines
Okay.
for the curve.
One of our customers had total knee replacement on Monday before Thanksgiving, and she's already driving. So you'll be in good shape, Jan. Again, our kit for today's project is right here, and it's the herringbone double oven mitt, and you can find that on our website. It is $17.50, and that's fabric only. It does not include the Insel Bright or the batting.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of instruction that they might want to watch. Do you want to show them that? Just don't.
Oh, sure.
Quote them.
You had it. There it is.
That's the price that's on here, not on the P&D.
Okay, so we do have a manager special today, even though, of course, this is just the snowy time of the year. We haven't had lots of snow, but this is a mantle cover, and it could be a Christmas mantle cover, and it is $12. So if the first person that says, I want it, it is yours. $12 for this lovely snowman Christmas mantle cover. It has little snow people, and there's snow people on each end. Nancy Russ says she'll take it. Okay. Miss Nancy, it's yours. We'll send it down to Littleton. Sorry, Donna, I saw Nancy's name first. We could have sold about 10 of them.
All right, so then once those are put together, we are just going to trim just outside of our stitch line for the curves, and then we're going to create our binding. Ooh, that is really ugly. Good thing it's gonna get covered up.
Terry, I hope you like your birthday present. I was glad to help him. We'll have lots of fun getting you little toys to go with it.
All right, so we're gonna go up to the cutting table really quick.
They would like this as a Thornton beginning sewing class.
This?
That's what Melissa says. This would be a great class.
All right, Melissa. Okay, let's go up to the cutting table go really quick.
Oh, okay. Following.
To start our binding.
Okay.
Okay, so I started off with an 18-inch square,
Okay.
like that. Then I cut it up on the diagonal. Okay, so here was our
18-inch square.
Okay, and then again, cut it up.
Yep.
So we're going to place one as a mountain with the peak pointing up, one as a valley with the peak pointing down. Okay.
You are so smart.
I can't claim that. That's all Annie. Okay. And where they touch, we're going to flip over that line.
Okay.
Okay. And then because it is on the angle like that, we want to make sure we have a little bit over on each side.
Okay.
1/4 of an inch over is our goal here.
All right.
Okay. Then we're going to go and stitch 1/4 of an inch on this edge.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then once that seam has been created, we will reopen, and then this is where we will be able to cut our binding strips.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's go do that, and then we can cut it up again.
You know, it's all about quilting. Sew and cut, or cut and sew.
I've never sliced and diced anything more than I have with,
This one?
well, with just quilting.
It should be called slice and dice,
Yeah.
not quilting.
Okay, back to my 1/4 of an inch because I did make some alterations with that basting stitch.
Yes, she did, Anne. She is enjoying her family. Is the bias in the instructions?
No, they did tell you to purchase
Okay.
already biased tape. So this is me working around that.
Okay. So, nope. It's just, it can be called continuous bias or it's just bias, however you want to do it. By cutting the 18 by 18 inch square, you don't have to take up as much fabric as just folding it over and cutting a bias piece.
Now I could have just given you guys a fat 1/4 of this, but I ended up giving you guys a 1/2 yard of this for your binding
Wowzer.
strip, so you have plenty if you screw up. And I may have given you that because I know
How
Don't
easy
ask
it
me
is.
how I know. Because we don't want to go there.
No. Anytime that we say, this is what I suggest you do what I say, not what I did.
Exactly. Okay, so now I'm just going to press this seam open, which is not usually something I say.
Then we have to go back to the cutting table, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go.
Dice it back up.
A little more dicing. At least I'm getting my steps in.
Okay, so at this point, this is like way too long for me to have it on the table, use the ruler, yada yada. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it right sides together
Very good.
and just make my edges
Makes it so much easier for
line
us.
up, and it's so much more manageable.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure all your raw edges line up. You don't want it to be like all crooked and stuff like that, because then
You've got crooked
all
bias.
that hard work of creating bias strips are like no longer there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to cut these at 2 1/4. I don't know if that makes a difference with bias binding, because every time I've seen bias binding, they always say cut 2 1/4, not 2 1/2.
The biggest reason is the 2 1/2. I believe this is the reason, is because it makes so much that you have to wrap around the curve.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. So 2 1/4, I shall cut. One strip. And I'm going to cut 3 just to be safe. I don't actually even think I need that. But when I was looking at my first sample, I had 3 seams.
Okay.
So we're going to go with that.
All right.
But that could be because I have these seams.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
And the one that you're cutting now is going to be a bit short. Well, no, it's going to be the same. Never mind.
okay, so 3 we have. Then we're going to lay these out, and the ones that have the seams like at the very end, I like to keep those at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
just in case, because
Usually you can cut those off. Yes.
To join my binding. Okay, so when I go to attach these, I'm going to lay one out, then just the way that we would want it to look. Okay, and then that, just like we did the peak and valley, we're going to fold on that same line. Make sure we have a 1/4 of an inch over on both sides. Stitch. Then we'll lay this back out exactly the same, just how we would want it to look. Fold, stitch, and then we'll have one continuous piece.
Nice.
Now, when I could have, instead of cutting into my bias, I could have offset it by 2 1/4 inches. Right, and sewn along that open, those 2
And made the
edges,
continuous.
and made it continuous binding to where I just kept cutting.
But this is just as easy on a small piece.
But yeah, if I'm just doing a couple of seams, it's
Yes,
not
exactly.
that big of a deal. But that is an option.
It is, absolutely.
Okay, so once again, folding them so they're right sides together, leaving a 1/4 of an inch extra on each side. And this seam is right in the middle, so it really doesn't matter which side.
I'm so glad to see sunshine.
I know. Actually, when I went to go get lunch, it's got a little bit of a nip, but it's
Not
nice.
bad, yeah.
Definitely nicer than yesterday.
Yeah, the wind at my house was crazy.
We were out playing in like the Loveland area doing all of our stuff, and it was really bad. Okay, so
I'll bet you're going to press
one
again.
piece, I'm going to press these open, and then I'm going to press the whole strip in half.
Okay. Wrong sides together.
Wrong sides together. Hot dog style. Ooh, that's nice and warm on my lid.
Mmm. We could get up and go watch you, but, you know, I can just sit here. And you know what, Julie? That's just fine. She says she's not real successful at bias binding, so she'll probably just keep the corners square.
Oh, there you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. This is a lot harder when you're only working with 12 inches of space.
Yes. So we'll just pan around here and look outside at the bright sunshine. Steve and Patrick have been busy today updating all the radiances, and so are you still updating, or are you done, Steve?
With my part.
Okay. I think maybe Patrick had more to do,
Yes, he had a few more to do than me.
but they're done. And we'll be getting more up here. We only have 3 up here in Thornton right now, so those 3 are updated. And then there'll be more coming up tonight, I believe. Maybe tomorrow. And you ladies who are waiting for them, if you chose to pick them up before the second update, we'll be calling you. How you doing there, Cindy?
About halfway.
Well, okay then.
This is why I have stuff pre-done already. I knew this was going to take forever.
It's not bad. We're fine. They're just watching your elbow right now.
Okay.
And Julie, you were talking about not being successful at bias binding. With a small curve like this, or if you make it a softer curve, a little larger, you can usually get by with just regular binding and just curve it in a bit.
Okay.
Looky there. She has binding.
Project.
Well, that's sad.
Okay. So I am going to change my bobbin and my thread to blue.
Okay. I like the 2 layers of the Insulbright.
I do too. So much better. So much better.
The one that, her sample that we looked at,
It's just so windy.
has it been a month ago? It's been a while.
It's been about a month, yeah.
And we were feeling it, and it's just not enough. Yes, wimpy is a great word for it. This, you could put your hand around a hot sweet potato casserole, and you'd be just fine.
Okay, so I'm going to attach starting on the back side.
Okay.
Leave myself a good tail. And we're going to stitch this on 1/4 inch seam.
Mary, we will try and check that. Was it an online order, or was it just a comment? But we'll check when we get done here.
And then when I get to these curves, we're just gonna, I'm not gonna stretch it,
Just ease it.
but
Mary, are you looking for the pattern? I should ask you that. Are you looking for the pattern or a kit? Camberbell leather totes. We don't have those yet, do we?
some have come in, but I know we're still waiting on more.
Okay.
Stupid. It was the little clip for the hoops that was getting in my way.
Okay, Mary. I would say that we probably don't have that yet. But I will have Littleton check on it, okay? don't mind us. Cindy's knocking everything off.
I didn't even touch it.
One thing about it, by putting in more Insulbright makes it a little stiffer, a little harder to handle with the embroidery unit still on here.
I was telling the girls in one of my classes that I have a knack for finding those projects to where it just always gets stuck right there.
Gonna have enough?
I did just have a freak out moment, but yes.
I was kind of watching. I wasn't sure. It's gonna be real close. Let's put it like that.
It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's fine. But
So where I have the curve, I'm not trying to like pleat or fold or anything like that. I'm just trying to lay the binding right along that curve and just let it do its thing. Okay. Now, we do have plenty to just do a straight, we'll say Kate style
and Val style.
Of join.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do that because it's a lot
easier.
pinning and
Yes.
all of that.
Hoping that it comes out right. This is a much easier way to do it.
Doing the Annie way, which I can do.
I like the other way.
Just as good. Okay, so right here, I'm going to snip.
Okay. Just
Okay, so
straightening
now
that
I
edge
have
out.
That measurement. And we're just going to overlap these by this much. It's going to be really close. Okay, so you guys have plenty. Maybe you should do 4 strips.
Or,
Just to be safe.
yeah, just, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move the needle to center. We're going to lay one right side.
Or you can live dangerously like you did.
Wrong side. We're going to have a seam right on a seam.
I think you'll actually cut most of that off.
Yeah, I think we're going to stitch right next to the seam, actually. Oshally, if you're Miss Lily. Okay. Going to pin, and I like to pin it to where I create a little channel that I know in which direction I shall go. Okay. So
Okay.
my pins are parallel, so I know I'm stitching in between.
Okay.
I'm going to turn my laser on.
Top left, bottom right. The reflection from that laser is so crazy on
Oh, is it?
the
I
phone,
didn't think
yeah.
about that. Okay. And it will be fine. A little bit of my corner isn't there,
It's okay.
but it will be fine.
It'll be in your seam.
But yeah, because I'm going to fold it.
Now remember, guys, this is cut on the bias, so you don't want to do a lot of stretching on it.
Right. Which I might have done that because this is really loose. really loose. So, fold it back up. Can I just make a little bit of a deeper seam allowance?
No, because
I have
you're...
to open it, huh? Well, fine.
Okay, so lesson learned. Before you trim off your little corner, see if it's too big or too little. How much too big was it?
It was pretty loose. I had
Okay.
a pretty good bubble going on there.
Oh, yeah. I know, Val. It just, we hate it when things like that happen to us. Those bubbles.
I hate them. Because they always happen to me. Always.
I'm sorry.
Okay. How can I stitch this
Okay.
without...
Where do you have to be?
Right here.
Right
So
there.
can I just stitch right on top of my seam?
Well, no, you have to have it folded here to here. You got to turn your right sides together. You got a raw edge out there, dear.
Oh, but I don't... How do I...
Okay, here, hold this. Okay, let's see if we can do this for you. Is that about what we needed to get back to? About a ½ inch off?
Yeah, it was kind of about ½ inch.
Okay, do you have a pen? And another one? I know this isn't laying your channel right now, but I want to see if this is going to do it.
I'd rather stretch it than...
That's pretty good.
Julie, I can't say this was because of the bias binding. I do this to myself every time.
Okay, so that corner there to this corner here. Hopefully that'll work. Well, yeah, we all, listen, you guys don't ever think that we don't make mistakes here. Because trust me, we do.
From here down to here.
Just where those intersections are.
So from here down to here.
If you just follow this stitching, or you can flip it over the other direction so you can see it a little better and go from here to there.
From down here.
Oh, Rosie, don't you hate you when you do that? She twisted the binding on the two ends. Well, I don't know that we've fixed it yet, Peggy. And then stretch it out and see if it's going to be about right before we cut it.
Well, it's a heck of a lot better than it was. So this is then the art of quilting of where you squish and...
Yes.
What does Kate say? Squish and pull?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Alrighty. Turn this sucker off. Go back. It's a 1/4 inch.
And then you might want to just kind of tuck it or pucker it as you go for a little bit. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We could have made it a tiny bit tighter, but not bad.
Okay. So then we're going to press
Okay. From the back to
from
the
the back.
to the front. And she's using this cute little Oliso iron.
I love this thing.
I do too. It has great steam. Those first ones they put out, their steam wasn't great, but this model is really good.
There goes the rest of my papers.
Of course, I've told you this is not a good iron for Cora because she's so used to the big Oliso jumping back up.
She'd leave it down.
She might. I mean, I would. I do sometimes.
Or off the
Yeah.
mat at least.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. Hello. Okay. Then
Nice.
I'm just gonna roll it and stitch it down.
All right.
How are we on time?
We're 3 after 3.
Okay. Well, everybody's seen this part happen, so.
Yeah. So you're going to use your quilt binding foot, right?
Yep.
All right. She's going to roll it.
It's gonna look great. Look at that.
It is. It's going to be perfect.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Well,
So,
almost ta-da.
no, it's a ta-da. Looky there.
So much better with the double.
Oh,
layers.
put it up
So-
around your face. Just don't put this one in your microwave.
No.
No. So what do we have here today?
Okay, so we have our fabric kit for today. Sans binding batting, because
Yes.
you probably already have it. If not, I would say a yard, because you can get 2 8-inch strips out of the yard of
Yeah.
batting.
Charlene, it all depends on your preference. I wrap front to back, but I don't use the quilt binding foot to do that. I use my stitch in the ditch foot and press. But it's your preference. You can wrap back to front or front to back. There's no right or wrong. Either way is perfect. If you're going to hand stitch your binding down, you wrap front to back. So that's up
And
to
I
you.
do it the way that I do it because that's how Kate taught me. So,
Yes, the Insel Bright has metal in it, and it will definitely spark in your microwave. So you never put anything with an Insel Bright, like if you put a pot holder or anything like that. And that's why you don't use in your bowl cozies. You don't use any kind of or any kind of batting except for 100% cotton.
Yep.
Sorry, these were just some questions that were coming through.
okay.
So
and-
$17.50.
Yep, $17.50 for this. And again, if you're planning on cutting tomorrow, just make sure you're signed up. Do it online. Give us a call, just so we can expect you.
No charge, but we want to know, and bring a potluck to share.
Yes, I'm really excited for what I'm bringing. I am.
I know you are.
So.
Anyway,
Coming to see it.
thank you for joining us today. She's already told me what she's bringing. Should be great.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Well, thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.